What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So, WuWa version 2.7 is charging ahead, and Phase 2 is just on the horizon. I know everyone's buzzing with one massive burning question. Just how many polls can we scrape together before this thing wraps up? And more importantly, is it enough to guarantee that shiny new 5-star, or are we all just playing a very stressful game of chance? Well, worry no more, because today we're cracking this thing wide open. We're going to break down every single asterite and lustrous tide you can get your hands on from October 30th right up until November 19th. We'll talk about the characters, the events, the endgame grind, the whole shebang. So whether you're a free-to-play hero, a Lunite subscriber, or a Battle Pass enthusiast, by the end of this, you'll know exactly what your pulling potential is. But before we jump into the rest of the events, a quick word from today's sponsor. Lootbar.gg is a site that gives you big discounts on your in-game purchases. Let's take Wuthering Waves as an example. You can actually see the price difference right away when you compare. The process is super simple. Pick the pack you want, click Top Up, choose your payment method, and that's it. Your rewards show up right on your account. And don't worry, your login info is completely cleared after the transaction, so it's safe. New users can get up to 21% off plus additional discount coupons from the link in the description. And yes, first-time top-up bonuses are available as well. And let's be real, the character lineup is making this a seriously tough call. Phase 2 is bringing the heat with the brand new, incredibly stylish Qiuyuan, a 5-star arrow sub-DPS and support who, get this, uses a bow and arrow but somehow also wields a sword. Talk about a cool kit. And riding alongside him is the rerun for Johnny, the powerhouse 5-star Spectro Gauntlet DPS. So the pressure is on. Do you go for the flashy new support, or do you finally bring home that missing Johnny constellation? All right, enough teasing. Let's get into the nitty-gritty and talk numbers. First up, let's talk about the stuff you can get just by showing up. The baseline, the fundamentals. This is the grind that doesn't require any crazy skill, just consistency. Your daily commissions, or whatever WuWa calls them, are your bread and butter. You know the drill. Phase 2 runs for a solid 21 days. Every single day you complete those missions, you're pocketing 60 asterites. It might not seem like a lot day to day, but do the math with me. Over those 21 days, that consistent, no-fuss effort adds up to a very respectable 1,260 asterites. That's basically 8 pulls just for playing the game a little bit each day. Never underestimate the power of the daily login. Next, we have a nice little story bonus. There's an after-story quest called A Stranger in a Strange Land. It's not a massive time commitment, and for getting through it, you're rewarded with a clean 100 asterites. Quick, easy, and it's more story content. Always a win in my book. And we can't forget the goodies from the upcoming version 2.8 live stream. Now, if you've been around these games for a while, you know the deal. Tune into the stream, or just punch in the codes they drop online afterward, and you'll snag yourself another 300 asterites. It's free currency just for being excited about the future of the game. Don't sleep on this one, people. So, just from the daily grind and these low-effort bonuses, we're already sitting pretty. But this is just the warm-up. Where things really start to get interesting is with the events. Phase 2 is packing a whole roster of events, and this is where your pull count is going to see a serious boost. Kicking things off is the Gifts of Inkong event. This is about as straightforward as it gets. It's a 7-day login bonanza. No challenges, no difficult fights. Just open the game, claim your reward, and log out if you want. By the end of the week, this simple act of logging in will have netted you 300 asterites. It's the game rewarding you for, well, existing. We love to see it. Then we have the low campaign Ice Savior event. Now this one sounds meaty. This is where the rewards start to get really exciting. For completing this event, you're looking at a whopping 400 asterites. But wait, there's more. On top of that, you also get 5 whole lustrous tides. Let me repeat that. 5 special pulls that don't cost you a single asterite. That is a massive, massive bonus and a huge help for anyone saving up. Of course, we also have the standard character trial event. You know how this works. You test out the featured characters, get a feel for their gameplay, and for your few minutes of experimentation, the game hands you 40 asterites. It's a small amount, but every single pull counts, right? We take those. And finally, we have what sounds like a super fun one, the Freeze Frame Action Highlights event. This is a combat photography event where you have to capture your resonators performing their special attacks. How cool is that? It's a creative twist on the usual combat events. For all you aspiring photographers out there, finishing this event will land you another 400 asterites. That's another 2.5 pulls for just having fun and taking some sick screenshots. Now, this next section is for the players who are all caught up on the story and have built up their resonators. I'm talking about the endgame content. This is where the real treasure trove is, but it does require a bit more effort and a strong roster. First, we have the Whimpering Wastes. For conquering this challenge, you can earn up to 800 asterites. That's a monster haul for one piece of content. Next, the Tower of Adversity is waiting to test your skills. Clear its floors and you'll be rewarded with another 800 asterites. The pattern is starting to emerge here. And lastly, we have Fantasies of the Thousand Gateways, which will grant you 480 asterites for your efforts. Let's just take a second to appreciate that. If you tackle all of this endgame content, you're looking at a combined total of 800 plus 800 plus 480 equals 2080 asterites. That is an absolute game changer for your pull count. That's essentially 13 pulls just sitting there, waiting for you to claim them if your account is ready for the challenge. All right, moment of truth. Let's add it all up and see what our pulling power really looks like in Phase 2. We're going to break this down for 3 types of players. First, our free-to-play champions. If you're playing without spending a dime, but you're active, you complete all the events, and you clear all that endgame content, you are looking at a grand total of approximately 4,880 asterites. Now, since a single pull costs 160 asterites, that works out to roughly 30 pulls. And remember, that's on top of the 5 free Lustrous Tides from the Ice Savior event. So, 30 pulls plus 5 special pulls. Not bad at all for a few weeks of gameplay. But what if you're not caught up on the endgame? Maybe you're a newer player, or you just haven't had the time to push through the Tower of Adversity yet. If you skip all that endgame content, your total asterites drop down to about 2,800. That translates to about 17 pulls, plus the same 5 Lustrous Tides. It's definitely a smaller stash, but 17 pulls is nothing to sneeze at. It's a solid foundation for future banners. Now, for the Lunite subscribers, if you've got that monthly pass active, your income gets a serious boost. Over those 21 days, Lunite will give you an extra 90 asterites per day, which adds up to 1,890 extra asterites for the phase. That's nearly 12 additional pulls. So, for a Lunite player who does everything, dailies, events, and endgame, you're looking at a grand total of around 42 pulls, plus the 5 Lustrous Tides. Now we're talking. And what about the players with both Lunite and the Battle Pass? Well, in terms of raw pull currency, you're looking at a similar number to the Lunite-only players. The Battle Pass is fantastic for the tons of level-up materials, astrite, and other resources it showers you with, but it doesn't drastically inflate your direct pull count beyond what Lunite provides. Its value is in accelerating your character development, which in turn helps you clear that endgame content easier to get all those asterites. So there you have it, the full financial picture for Phase 2. Now, the million-dollar question, or should I say the 30 to 40 pull question, you've got Qiuyuan, the slick new arrow warrior with a unique bow and sword style, perfect for boosting your main DPS. Or you've got Zhani back on banner, a spectro powerhouse who can just demolish enemies. It's a classic dilemma. Do you go for the exciting new support character who could open up new team compositions? Or do you secure a top-tier main damage dealer, or their constellations? With around 30 to 40 pulls up for grabs for active players, a lucky single pull could change everything. But if you're dreaming of a guarantee, this might be the perfect time to start saving for a future character you're really sure about. I need to know what you're thinking. The decision is killing me. Are you going all in for Qiuyuan? Are you finally grabbing Zhani? Or are you looking at this pile of pulls and thinking, you know what? I'm saving for Chisa, or whoever else is on your wish list? Drop your pulling plans down in the comments below. I read every single one, and I love seeing the community's strategies and hype. Let's get a conversation going. If you found this breakdown helpful and it saved you from having to crunch the numbers yourself, do me a huge favor and smash that like button. It really helps the channel out. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? We're always breaking down the latest WuWa news, guides, and pull strategies. And hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. That's all I've got for today. Thank you so much for watching. I genuinely appreciate you spending your time here with me. Take care of yourselves, stay hyped for what's coming next in WuWa, and as always, happy pulling, everyone! Peace out!